Welcome guys, it is the AxeMan here, and we are back with another top 10. Yeah boy, it has been a hot minute since we've done one of these. So today, we're going to be looking at the top 10 art creatures, which I think are just perfect for the game. Now, we're going to judge this based off a few random things. So, things like how they look, their designs, how they act in the wild, their abilities, maybe even how they're tamed. Just a few things that make them what I think is perfect. Now, obviously, this list could be different for everyone, so I do need your input. I want to know in the comment section if you agree with me, disagree, maybe your top 10, top 5, top 3, however you want to do it. But let's get a little interaction in the comment section. We'll see what everyone else's thoughts and feelings are on this. So before we do jump into number 10, make sure you're whacking a like on it, make sure you're subscribing, you're ringing the bell, enabling notifications, all of that good stuff. And let's jump into it. So, in at number 10, we're going to go for the iconic Raptor. And I want to say, Ark did a great job with this dude. So, a while back, it did get a TLC, which did make it like modernized it a bit more. And I believe that's probably what made it make this list. I feel like just because it looks very, very pretty, and I feel like that's kind of maybe what Raptors look like with the little feathers on them and stuff. That's how it makes this list here. So Raptors, early game tames. These are probably one of the first carnivores you're probably going to get that you're going to be able to ride. And I feel like once you get your very first Raptor, there's a sense of like pride and accomplishment that it fills you with this excitement that is Ark, and I just remember that feeling. Also, before you've even tamed one, these dudes in the wild, especially early game where you wake up naked on the beach and you've maybe only got a pickaxe, they're terrifying. There's nothing scarier than a pack of raptors chasing you and running after you when you've got no way to fend them off. And I just feel like the Raptor experience in the game, especially early game, it definitely, it's what Ark is all about. So yeah, for them reasons, we're gonna whack Raptor in at number 10. So number 9 will probably shock some of you. I'm gonna go for the Pego. Now, hear me out before you all start shouting. This list is the top 10 perfect creatures for Ark, and I'm gonna tell you why I think this dude is perfect. Number 1, he's hideous. It is a very ugly creature, but they've done that on purpose. So it's small, rodent-like. It's got hair and quills in places, but then other places it's just completely bald, and its face is just horrible. It's got the ugliest face I've ever seen in Ark. And then secondly, the ability to steal your shit. So not only do we see this creature and think, look at that thing, I don't want anything to do with that, it then comes and steals your stuff, and then you hate it. There's like a united hatred towards this creature. So I feel like Ark, they intended to do this. They wanted to make a creature that's annoying, it steals your stuff, but they didn't want to make it cute. They wanted it so we would hate it, and I feel like they've just done a perfect job on making such a horrible, hated creature, and that's why this dude's in at number 9. Number 8 then, we're going to go for the TROODON, and this one's going to be very similar to the Pego in how this creature's been designed to work with Ark. So let me just start off with how the TROODON looks, because I love the TROODON. I think it's a very beautiful creature. It's nice and small. It's got like the fur / like feathers on it, which I love. You get some really nice colors on it. But one of the main reasons it's making the list, it's another one of these creatures we're scared of, that we hate. These dudes are very, very active at nighttime. If you are, not even early game, even at late game, if you're on foot and you're running through the jungle and you just see these eyes in a distance, they do strike fear into you, especially if you've not got a creature to protect you. They will strike fear into you and you will panic, and you can just hear these TROODONs jumping at you, trying to grab you. And it is honestly very, very scary. Also, the taming method, back in the day, it was a very unique taming method. You have to kind of like gain its trust, and you have to kind of be there to experience it fighting other creatures, normally your own baby creatures. You normally just feed it babies. But I really liked how they were trying different things back then. So, yeah, I think this dude looks fantastic. I love the fear it strikes into us, and has a unique taming method, so definitely deserves to be on the list. So number 7 is going to be one of my favorite creatures, and that is the BULBDOG. Now, the reason this dude is on the list is how well it fits in with Aberration. So when Aberration came out, we got our 4 light pets. We got the Shinehorn, Glowtail, Featherlight, and BULBDOG. Now, the first 3 are just way too cute. They're too cute to be living underground. The BULBDOG, however, is a very ugly, hideous, unique-looking dog-like creature, and I feel like it looks like it has evolved over years and years and years, you know, thousands of years. It's evolved to live in this, like, cave system. It's never seen the sunlight and stuff. When you see movies or you play games where you're, like, in a cave, you're not, you know, you're always in the dark. The creatures are always creepy. Maybe they don't have eyes, but they're always disfigured and they don't look cute. And that's what the BULBDOG does. It's this very unique looking creature, but it fits so well with the vibe that is Aberration. I feel like, especially when you see that in the trailer, you know exactly what this map is going to be like. You know other creatures are going to be kind of crazy looking like it. And for that reason, I think it's the perfect poster creature for Aberration. So in at number 6, we're going to go for the EQUUS or the horse. Now, from a design standpoint, it's just a horse and it's very hard to get a horse wrong, but I'll do it perfect. It looks like a horse, feels like a horse, rides like a horse, so you can tick all them boxes. Now, the reason we're putting it on the list, I feel like it's a very, very underrated tame. This is really good for those roleplay servers or people that don't always want to deal with dinosaurs. You can actually have a horse and you can do a lot of stuff on it. You can shoot off the back of it. You can actually knock stuff out with its kick. You can get around fast. It's got great stamina. You can actually fight creatures. It's a very good all-round tame. And in taming it's got its own unique way, but it works for a horse. So you've got to pretty much break the horse. So you feed it a carrot, you jump on it, and every time it tries to buck you off, you just feed it another carrot. And I feel like, especially when it first came out, it was such a unique but clever way of taming the horse. Rather than shooting it and knocking out or just a normal passive feed, it felt like I was actually taming up a horse. And I really like that feeling of, like, the connection even. It's more, you get that, you're connected with it, and I really, really like that. Number 5, halfway there, and we're going to go for the SHADOWMANE. Now, I want to start off with the design of this creature. It is fantastic. I love the way this creature looks. A very unique take on the whole lionfish. Looks beautiful. You can get some really good colors on this dude as well. So let's have a look at the abilities for it. So we've got stuff like going invisible. It can do its whole teleport thing, and then it's obviously a very strong at fight. It's actually a very good all-round fighting creature. This is one of them tames that you strive for, and once you get it, the rest of the game I wouldn't say is easy, but it becomes a little easier because you've got a very good tame here. Now, taming it is another unique way, and I really like this. So you have to find it in the wild, which can be very hard at times because, like I said, these can go invisible and you might just see footsteps, which is very cool. But you have to wait for them to be lying down. They'll curl up like a cat and sleep. It's really cute. And you have to give them a fish basket. So you have to go fishing with the fish baskets, and that's what they eat. And I just love how completely different that is to other, like, passive tames, especially as you're passively taming a carnivore. A lot can go wrong. It can go wrong very, very quickly. So it's a very, I won't say hard, but it's a slightly difficult tame to get. But once you do get it, you feel that accomplishment, and it makes life a little bit more easy. In at number 4 then, we're going to go for the Noglin, the small, tiny, alien-looking creature. Now, at first, I didn't actually like this dude. I thought it was too far removed from what Ark was, you know, dinosaurs, mythical creatures. But the more I played with it, the more I saw it, the more I understood it and how it worked. So this dude is pretty much a mind control creature. And the reason this works, the reason it works with Ark as well, is because it's so small and it's strangely cute. It's one of them creatures that in real life, if you saw it, you might not run away and scream. You would actually stop and be like, you're cute enough looking. But then that's how it gets you. Because it's so cute, it can get close to you, and then it can mind control you. And I just feel like they did an amazing job on the whole design of it. Like, it really looks like a creature that could do mind control. So taming it is unique. You have to let it take control of your tames, and yeah, all that kind of malarkey, which it's fun, it's unique, I don't mind it. And then once you get one, you can use that to mind control other people and stuff. And it's kind of crazy. It's definitely something we've never had in ARK before, but it works. So I just feel like the cuteness, the design of it, the size of it as well, I feel like they got it all completely spot on. And the abilities are just so unique, but it all, in that package, it all works perfectly. So in at number 3, we're going to go for the BLOODSTALKER. Now, let's again start with the design of this. So it's a giant spider-looking creature, very creepy, big long legs, but it fits the vibe. Again, Genesis creatures are more scary, creepy looking, so I feel like it fits there. Taming it, I love the way you tame it. It will hide under or on tree branches, and if you walk under it, because obviously you're not really looking up all the time, so if you walk under it, it will web you, bring you up and start sucking blood out of you. If you've got blood packs on you, it will drink them, and then eventually it'll become your friend. Once you've done that, once you've tamed one, that is where the fun begins, because pretty much the only way to describe this, you become Spider-Man. And it is one of the best modes of transport I've ever experienced in ARK. It just works so well. You have to find the right map. Certain maps are better for this kind of travel, but Bog 1 on Genesis, I've never experienced so much fun just getting about on a creature, swinging like Spider-Man. Once you hit the right angle, the right speed, it is so enjoyable, and it has to be on the list. It's just it's the most fun I've had. I've not smiled that much by just riding around, flying around, gliding around, swinging around, there we go, on a creature. So yeah, top 3 easy here. So in at number 2, just missing out on the top spot, is the Wyvern. Now, let's talk about its design, and then I'm going to go over some of the other stuff about it. So the design, it looks amazing. All of the Wyverns, every single one they've added, the fire, the ice, the lightning, the poison, the crystal ones, all of them, they all look absolutely amazing. But the reason I'm putting this on the list is when it was introduced into Scorched Earth, because we'd never had anything like this. It was completely different. It was the main star of Scorched Earth. And I feel like it works better in that map than any of the other ones. I feel like it's very overused on a lot of the maps nowadays. But back then, there was the trench where they all lived, but they could also fly around the map, and it was a threat. It actually felt scary. You could build your base anywhere, and a Wyvern at any point could just fly over and come and attack you. And there was a real sense of, these dudes are scary and I need to avoid them. Like, they felt like mini bosses of such. And then taming them was the first time we've ever had to do this. It was nests. It's when they introduced nests, and I loved this. You actually had to steal a baby wyvern. You know, you grab the egg out the nest, steal it, and obviously its parents would fly and try and save it. But once you had this egg, you had to hatch it. You imprinted on it, and it makes more sense than knocking shit out in the game. Having that baby imprinting on it, and it grows, you gain that trust, it grows up together with you, and you become one. I feel like that's how a lot of the teams should be. So this was the first creature to do nest, one of the first big unique taming differences we had. It was crazy on Scorched Earth, like I said, just being able to fly around and stuff. I loved that. And again, with the Scorched Earth, obviously it's a desert, the world's all burnt up and it's hot, very hot. Wyverns seem to fit in that area a lot more. So yeah, Wyvern, easy top 2 here. So top spot number 1 goes to the Reaper. Now the Reaper, especially in Aberration, is just in my opinion, the perfect creature. So the design wise, it looks magnificent. Remember Aberration, caves, no sunlight, a weird radiation that's going on there. The Reaper fits just to perfection that map. It's this alien-like creature. It burrows underground, it pops up, and then screams at you. And the scream/roar, the first time you hear that, it sends shivers down your spine. It's scary. If you're not aware there's one coming to attack you, and you just hear that scream, you know to start running. It's just a reaction, fight or flight. It's normally always flight. And then I do love the fact that light pets are the counter, because this dude lives in the radiation in a very dark place. That light from the light pets, it kind of weakens it, and it just kind of makes sense. I just love that little mechanic that they have. It's such a small thing but so unique. But then taming this, is by far the most unique taming method, I believe. Yeah, I think it's just the most unique taming method. It has to impregnate you. And I love the reference from this with the alien mover. How the thing kind of like pops out your chest. I love that. But yeah, if you've not done this before, you've got to weaken the mother down. You have to do a Reaper Queen. Weaken the Reaper down. It then stabs you and puts like a little one of them inside of you, and then you get pregnant. You will actually see your belly grow, and eventually it will just explode out your chest. And then what you've got to do is try and, you know, calm it down. Be like, look, we're all good here. And you give it little bits of food and you have some pheromone glands on. And eventually it will grow up, and it grows up in stages to where the creature physically changes. No other creature does this. Every stage, it can look different. It starts as this little, I don't know, worm with legs, but then eventually grows up, stand on 2 feet. It's the best creature I think Ark have ever made. And hats off to them. I love this dude. Easy pick for number 1. There we go then. So that is the top 10 perfect creatures. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on this. So does anyone actually agree with my list? Maybe you do agree with the list, but things are in different positions. I would love to see your top 10s down below. If you don't want to do top 10, you can do top 3, top 5. But yeah, if you agree, let me know why you agree. If you disagree, let me know why you disagree. And if you feel strongly that maybe, I don't know, the dodo should be number 1, I want to hear your argument down below. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you're whacking a like on it. Subscribe for more, ring the bell, follow social medias, all of that good stuff. Thank you very much for hanging out. I'll catch you in a bit. See you later.